Woi, 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 ngawang apa? Astagfirullahaladzim, 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 astagfirullahaladzim.
Indonesia is facing a serious and wide-ranging weather emergency as intense storms, prolonged heavy rainfall, and powerful winds affect much of the country during February 1st and 2nd, 2026. Large portions of the archipelago are experiencing dangerous conditions, including flash flooding, wind damage, and the growing threat of localized tornadoes. Major islands such as Java, Sumatra, Bali, Kalimantan, and Sulawesi have all reported significant weather disruptions. Meteorologists describe this event as unusually intense for early February, with rainfall levels and wind patterns exceeding seasonal norms. The situation has placed millions of residents on high alert, as emergency agencies monitor rapidly changing conditions that could escalate with little warning. The extreme weather affecting Indonesia is the result of several powerful atmospheric systems acting simultaneously. Strong monsoon winds from the Asian continent are pushing large volumes of warm, moisture-rich air southward into the region. At the same time, the Intertropical Convergence Zone is positioned directly over Indonesia, creating a zone of intense cloud development and persistent thunderstorms. These factors are further intensified by residual effects of a weak La Niña pattern, which increases humidity and rainfall across the region. Together, these systems have destabilized the atmosphere, causing storms to form rapidly and produce heavy rain, lightning, and strong winds over wide areas with little advance notice. Indonesia's capital city, Jakarta, has been among the hardest-hit urban areas. Continuous rainfall over 2 consecutive days has overwhelmed drainage systems and caused flooding in several low-lying districts. Parts of South Jakarta, Depok, and Bekasi reported rising water levels that reached up to half a meter in some residential neighborhoods. Roads were submerged, traffic was severely disrupted, and some public transportation services were forced to slow or suspend operations. Emergency responders were deployed to assist residents in flood-prone zones, while city officials urged the public to remain indoors whenever possible. The flooding has once again highlighted Jakarta's vulnerability to extreme rainfall events. In addition to flooding, strong and unpredictable winds have become a major concern, particularly in western and central Java. Severe thunderstorms have created conditions favorable for sudden tornado-like wind events, known locally for their destructive force. These violent wind bursts can form quickly, causing roofs to be torn from buildings, trees to be uprooted, and power lines to collapse. Several communities in areas such as Bandung and Cilacap have already reported structural damage and temporary power outages. Meteorologists warn that atmospheric instability and wind shear remain high, increasing the likelihood of further dangerous wind events over the coming days. Authorities across Indonesia have issued widespread severe weather alerts as conditions continue to evolve. Dozens of provinces are under heightened monitoring due to the risk of flash floods, landslides, and wind-related damage. In mountainous regions, prolonged rainfall has saturated the soil, increasing the likelihood of landslides that could threaten villages and transportation routes. In coastal and island regions such as Bali and Nusa Tenggara, emergency teams have been placed on standby in anticipation of river overflow and rough sea conditions. Residents in high-risk areas have been urged to prepare emergency supplies, secure their homes, and remain attentive to official warnings. The impact of the storm system has extended well beyond weather hazards, significantly disrupting transportation and daily life. At major airports, including those serving Jakarta, flights have experienced delays and cancellations due to poor visibility and strong wind conditions. Ferry services connecting key islands have been temporarily suspended as rough seas and high waves pose dangers to maritime travel. urban centers are facing commuting delays, school schedule disruptions, and temporary closures of public facilities. These interruptions have affected millions of people, adding economic strain and increasing pressure on local governments to maintain essential services during the ongoing weather crisis. Indonesia's agricultural sector is beginning to feel the effects of the prolonged storms. In regions such as Central Java and West Nusa Tenggara, heavy rainfall has flooded rice fields that were approaching harvest, raising concerns about crop losses and future food supply stability. Small-scale farmers are particularly vulnerable as repeated flooding can destroy weeks of work within hours. Tourism has also been impacted, especially in popular destinations where outdoor activities and transportation have been restricted. Local businesses in flood-affected areas report declining activity as residents focus on safety and recovery rather than commerce. Weather forecasters warn that unstable conditions are expected to persist through at least the first week of February. Additional rounds of heavy rain, thunderstorms, and strong winds remain possible, particularly along the northern coast of Java, central Kalimantan, and island chains near Bali and Lombok. Authorities emphasize that flash floods can develop rapidly, even after short periods of intense rainfall. Residents are advised to avoid rivers, hillsides, and coastal zones during storms, remain indoors during severe weather, and stay informed through official alerts. Emergency services continue to operate at elevated readiness levels. This severe weather event serves as a stark reminder of Indonesia's growing vulnerability to climate-driven extremes. Scientists note that rising global temperatures are contributing to more intense rainfall, stronger storms, and unpredictable weather patterns across Southeast Asia. Indonesia's complex geography, with thousands of islands and dense urban populations, increases exposure to these risks. As the country navigates this latest crisis, experts stress the importance of long-term investment in flood control, early warning systems, and climate resilience. For now, millions remain cautious, watching the skies as the nation braces for what may still lie ahead.